Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, so I want to throw a little bit more on the gag orders for Judge Engeron. It's being appealed right now and being reviewed by a larger panel. In the CNN article, it sort of details the number of calls on the law clerk for Judge Engeron receives 20 to 30 calls per day on her cell phone, 30 to 50 messages on social media platforms and her 2 email addresses, plus the office staff receive hundreds of harassing and threatening phone calls, emails, and voicemail messages per day that they have to constantly reassess and evaluate security protections to ensure the safety of the judge and those around him. That gag order was lifted on November 16th, and since November 16th, the number of messages has increased. And they estimate about half of the messages harassing the clerk were anti-Semitic in nature. Only the best people. I am very frustrated with the lifting of the gag order. I understand people have civil rights, but the judge and the law clerk have rights too. And why is it that it's always the victim's rights that take second place to those who are perpetuating the problem? It just makes no sense. That angers me. But let's see how the judges are going to rule on this, because now you've got some quantifiable data showing that not only does the minute you release the gag order that Trump attacks and the attacks go up, but the nature of the attacks as well. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, so we have the 8 of Cups. Walking away, the emotionally walking away card. Asking about what's going to happen with these gag orders. What's the status with the review of these gag orders? This is them lifting the gag orders and letting people just say whatever they want. Eight of Cups and 2 and the Lover's card. I think of this. This could be, Judge Engeron and his law clerk. They're not lovers per se, and I'm not trying to imply that, but they have a working relationship, and everybody in the courtroom has a working relationship, and it's been under assault since this gag order has been lifted. So it really the appeals court really needs to make a decision as to what's more important and how can you protect these people while keeping the gag order minimized, as it were. Underneath it all is the star card. Donald Trump is the star of the show, and if this were anybody but a former president, and that former president being Donald Trump, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. But Trump breaks all the rules, and he's a prima donna, and he brings lawsuits, and so these courts like everybody else have to tiptoe around this guy. It is so frustrating. Yeah, he's the star. He gets his own rules, and it's been that way his whole freaking life. In the past, we got the Hermit. It was really obvious what Trump was doing. He was leading people here to troll the folks in the court. And, when you gag ordered, that stuff went down. Lift the gag order, the threats go up. Current situation is the Death card. I would think that they're going to bring back the gag order. Honestly, I think they're going to bring it back. This could be the current situation is they've suspended the gag order, but there's a new gag order that could be coming up in the horizon here. Maybe a different scope on it. Overarching energy of it is endings. We've got endings and we've got endings. Maybe they don't reestablish that gag order. Let's see what the last 2 cards come in. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, I'm so sorry, but you have two closures here. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work trying to gag Donald Trump and put a gag order in that's enforceable. But at the same time, he shouldn't be able to run roughshod over everyone and have all those threats too. I think they will come up with a plan in place to address it. It might be it might be one of those things where they pull back the gag order, but they have progressive steps that if milestones are hit, then the gag order is starting to be ratcheted up. So again, they're just going to treat him with kid gloves and give him special treatment because he's the star. I suppose if you don't want things appealed and have the appeals court overturn a conviction that this thing should have been dead and done, the death card, they have to go through this process. It's really aggravating. My heart goes out to those being impacted and doxxed by Trump and the crazies that support him. What's the general vibe for all the gag orders on Donald Trump? Just a 4-carder on this one. What's the general vibe on the gag orders? Are they going to be reinstated? Are they going to be reduced? Are they going to be stepwise? Are they going to be lifted altogether and not reinstituted on them? Entertainment purposes only. What's going to be the status of all the gag orders? Because I think that's part of the problem. What they're looking at, they're trying to harmonize them so that the gag order on one case is similar to the gag orders on others. I think the only thing that would be different would be like the Mar-a-Lago documents case, and that's because you're dealing with top secret docs. Okay. Ace of Cups. The thing with the gag order is they're trying to take the temperature down. It's not even so much worried about the legality as much as the threats to the folks in the courts and the witness tampering and stuff like that. They're trying to take the temperature down. So they're going to evaluate the gag orders and probably give a lot of deference to Trump's ability to do things. But again, they want to take the temperature down here. Could be Jack Smith. Jack Smith certainly is going to have a lot of motions to file on this one. I think Jack Smith's going to be a very big advocate for gag orders. And he's just going to make it real cut and dry that, what Trump is doing is witness tampering, it's obstructing justice, and it's making a mockery of the judicial system. They have a lot of things to consider. The implications not only for this Trump, but for other folks, like the other fellow in Florida that was arguing, well, Trump doesn't have a gag order on him. Why should I have a gag order on me? And the courts are like, well, you got to bring up a good point. It's good for the goose, is good for the gander. I think in the end, though, the courts will be victorious in coming out with a way to gag Trump in such a way to bring the temperature down, brings people's emotions down, and protecting the legal aspect of it. But they're going to have to get creative with it, and they also have to look downstream with their orders. So that's at least better than what I've gotten before, where it just seemed like they weren't going to do anything with it. So again, Judge Chutkin's group, I think they started meeting this week to discuss it. Hopefully we'll get a resolution soon on that. And hopefully the courts, they align their gag orders so there's consistency there. Again, I'd rather have Trump raising all hell than having him be convicted and have that conviction overturned on appeal because he was gagged. All right. Nothing we can do about it, right? We're in for the boat ride and everything's getting rocky. And hopefully things will smooth out soon. Anyways, thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so that my video makes it out to a wider audience, to new viewers to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.